Julie Giese is the boss, president of NASCAR Chicago. The NASCAR Chicago Street Course, you might see a tweak or two. I don't know. We'll ask her. But first off, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and the best to you, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Hi. Happy holidays to you guys as well. Thanks for having me on this morning.
Well, we wanted to talk to you. I wanted to get you on for a couple things. One is, of course, tickets are on sale now, and I want people to know if they want to do this as a Christmas present, they should do it.
Absolutely. Today, all of our tickets for 2024's race go on sale, and I heard you guys talking. We did make a few tweaks, and I think it's going to be some things that are very welcome based on some feedback that we got this year. We've got youth pricing this year. Kids 12 and under will be free on Saturday for the race. It's something that we heard from so many people that they wanted to be able to bring the family out, and that's such a big reason why we're here. We want to introduce people to NASCAR. So excited to have that, and we'll have single-day tickets available for the first time, starting at $150. So a few different options as you're thinking about those holiday gifts.
I love it. What about logistical planning? I mean, I thought the whole event was fantastic. Literally, aside from the rainstorms, it was perfect in my eyes. But logistically, is there different planning that's happening with the city, and then the rollout and the closures and maybe the entrances and exits of how it's laid out?
As we went into 2023, we knew we were going to learn a lot. It was NASCAR's first street race. It was Chicago's first street race. And as we came out of that, we were able to really work on the build schedule and the teardown schedule. And, you know, for us, it's all about minimizing the disruptions for residents and businesses in and around the area. So we're going to be able to take about 6 days off of that build and teardown schedule.
Wow, that's impressive.
So, yeah, that's
great.
Something, again, we didn't know exactly how it would all kind of pan out last year as we were doing it, because it was our first time. So excited about that efficiency. That's a big one for us. You know, the course itself is still going to stay the same, that 2.2-mile course around Grant Park. It was a very competitive race. The drivers enjoyed it. Everyone that either attended or watched it on television, listened to it, all had a great time. So we're not going to mess with the course at all. That's going to stay true to what we saw, just changing a few of the viewing structures. Again, all just based on some feedback that we got from attendees this past year.
Is the convention planning, construction, security plan for the DNC, does that impact you guys at all?
I think, you know, we're, like we always do, we work closely with all the different departments at the city of Chicago. And I think that's one thing that I learned very quickly as in my role here when I started about this time last year. And it's that the city knows how to put on big events. So as we continue to work on that planning, I'm sure we'll make sure that all those details are noted, and wherever we can support and provide, you know, anything that makes sense, or even just key learnings, we're all about doing that.
There's an event today we want you to know about. NASCAR Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois bringing holiday cheer to the University of Chicago Medicine Comer Children's Hospital. They're making a big donation, so that's great.
Yeah, we really are. And this is something that we've said from day one. Like, we want to be members of this community 365 days a year. This isn't coming in, running a race, and leaving. And really, since this event was announced, we have worked really hard to make a positive impact on the 77 neighborhoods around Chicago. And today, we've got a great partnership with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, being able to go to Comer Children's, make a donation. It's one of many that we'll be doing here in the next few weeks, and really just continues what we've been working on over the last year.
Julie, I think you got a lot of new fans, those of us that live here in the city and people that came in from our surrounding states and markets just to be a part of this. But it also, the drivers that we talked to, they seem to have loved this race here in the city. Didn't know what to expect, but they really...
and that includes guys that were skeptical.
That includes guys that were skeptical. And I spoke to one of them last week, and he said, no, when I was in the yellow flag and driving and looking at the buildings and seeing the people watching, he said, this is a great event. I'm excited for it to come back next year and for it to be here in Chicago, because we're getting a lot of new fans, including me. But my question is, as WLS, we love NASCAR. We're your NASCAR station. Curious if you can reserve us a spot on pit row, and I'm going to send Tom and Nick and Michael out next year to help the guys.
That seems fair. That seems like a reasonable request, Julie. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, let's figure that out. I mean, absolutely.
Julie always takes my call, including when I suggested, what if you just add a little hook in the track and swing by Evanston? Just go straight up Lakeshore Drive to Sheridan and straight to Evanston and come back.
NASCAR's the only people that can get to Evanston. That's what you say.
Right, and quickly. Well, the good news is we are the flagship. This partnership continues, and we're thrilled about that and everything that you guys are doing. And I'll tell you, I hope you guys are giving yourselves a bit of a pat on the back in the middle of monsoon season that we didn't even know we had here. You pulled this event off. And when this was originally announced, I was one of those people going, I don't know how you do this.
It's so great.
In the middle of Chicago in the summer, I don't know how you do this. And I thought you pulled it off brilliantly. And shaving those days off, I don't live in the neighborhood. I'm sure it could be a pain, but man, I think that's really impressive.
Yeah, I think, and I appreciate that. I mean, it was a huge effort, not just by us here at NASCAR, but I mean the entire city, as well as our entire industry, to make this event such a success. And despite 9.1 inches of rain, it was a tremendous success. And it really takes everybody, though. And I think for us, coming out of the event weekend, we spent a lot of time talking to the same people that we talked to leading into the event about what to expect and getting feedback and learning from the event. And I think as we lead into next year, we know so much more, and it's only going to make the event better. It's going to make us more efficient, as you talked about. We're able to trim those days, and for us, this truly is about celebrating Chicago. And I think we, even with all that rain, the city looks so beautiful. And that's one thing that I continue to hear from people that watched it on television. It might have been their first race they were watching, and they were just like, "Man, Chicago looked amazing."
It really did.
Yeah, and we're proud of that, and appreciate the partnership with all of you guys as well. I can work on that pit road request.
Cool.
Maybe next time we talk,
Excellent.
I can bring you in.
I like it.
Excellent.
We got some time. We can do it.
And of course, keep an eye on NASCAR.com. And if you're at all inclined to do this, don't put this off. Get your tickets for next summer. Julie, all the best, and go buy me something.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Julie.
I don't want her to be the last to go buy me something. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you reminded her.
Yeah, come on.